Hey there, Gemini friends. This is your intuitive money and career tarot reading for mid-January through mid-February, and major financial shifts are coming into focus for you. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's wonderful to have you here again. If you haven't already, take a quick second to like and subscribe so you never miss your 2026 spiritual and financial guidance. Big financial transformations are ahead. Matters involving contracts, fairness, and practical skills play a key role in creating long-term stability. While some changes may arrive unexpectedly, your ability to adapt with strategy and optimism keeps you moving in the right direction. If you're ready to see how this unfolds for you, let's dive in. Hey there, beautiful Gemini souls. If this is the first video you're seeing on this channel in 2026, let me just take a quick second to wish you a very happy new year. Now, I've already asked for blessings for your readings, so I am just going to take out all the cards first, and then we'll begin with the messages. For your main messages, I am just using the major arcana of this deck. All right, Gemini, let's take a look and see what you have here. You have the World card. This is clarified by the Justice card and by the King of Pentacles. Then you get into what's known here as transformation, but in this deck, it's called transformation, but it's really the Tower card, believe it or not. And that it's interesting because it's written transformation here, but this one says transformation even though it's called release, and it's the Death card in this deck. Okay, so you have the World, you have the Tower, and you have the the Death card. Anyway, when we get into the Tower, it's clarified by the Seven of Swords and by the Five of Cups. And the Death card is clarified by the Moon and by the Fool. Now, very, very interesting set of cards here. Let's start right with the World, the Justice, the King of Pentacles. So when we're looking at your current energy, Gemini, as it relates to your career, to your financial situation, we see that your career cycle is either completing, you are either have accomplished something in your career perhaps, or you've accomplished a milestone financially. There's a bit of celebration here, but it is definitely an accomplishment. For some of you, the World might actually be related to you have your business takes you to some other part of the world, which is lovely if you get that opportunity. But I definitely feel there's a completion of a cycle here, or achieving of a milestone when it is Could be some kind of financial stability for some of you. Some of you could have been a promotion that you finally received. It could have been a bonus that you got here in this period of time. This goes from mid-January to mid-February, all right? This reading. So, it's messages for those 4 weeks, more or less. And the World card is really not just little accomplishments, it's big accomplishments. It's a sign that all your hard work and your effort has finally paid off, that it has come full circle. So I would say to you, if you have achieved something in your career, you've achieved a new status financially, you've gotten yourself out of debt, whatever that might be, Gemini, I would say you're to be congratulated for an amazing job, okay? Now, for some of you, you did get congratulations, and that may have come in the form of a large bonus or an offer of something new, perhaps a higher position. But certainly, whatever it is, you should be proud of the work you've done. Justice here. Justice is really just as a clarifier. It's emphasizing, it's sort of just emphasizing some kind of fair outcome, right? The scales of justice are what's right, what's fair, what's even, what's equal, right? So it's just saying there's some kind of fair justice here for you. Now, and what's right for you, right? What's right for you will never pass you by, remembering that. But that, something has balanced itself out with the scales of justice. But also for others of you, justice represents contracts, it represents legal affairs, it represents negotiations. So certainly you might be experiencing some of that right now. You could be, because this is your current general energies, you could be in this period just really trying to sign a new contract, looking for a new contract, negotiating a new, a pay scale or a salary range or something of that nature. And you might be, looking for a new contract to sign or something like that. So now, when we look at the King of Pentacles, I love the King of Pentacles, right? Because for me, the King of Pentacles is this successful energy of being able to make a lot of money, make a lot of wealth. So, with these two cards here, I'm seeing contracts and cash, basically. Okay? But for, he's like a financial master. Now, I'm saying he because there's a male figure on this card. There's no gender attached here. But it's certainly you mastering your finances. It's you making money. It's you being successful in your career. And you having this great ability to grow wealth. Okay? So for me as a reader, as I say, sometimes this guy is like what I call the CFO. Okay? So somebody who really knows how to, how to make money grow. Really, really succeeds. And if this is just related to your career, strictly, forget the money, it's like somebody who reaches the C level. So you're reaching the top of the ladder. A figure who really, really knows what they're doing with money and can make some kind of financial security. So you're certainly trying to make some financial security for yourself with the Justice card, signing contracts with the world. Now, for some of you, if you have your own business or a side business or what have you, it could be that you're taking it global. It could be that you're expanding it to somewhere outside of your own local home area. And that means that you're just growing and expanding it. And for some of you, if that's your case, then you're just really, you're sort of branching out here, and you may need to sign some contracts with, other vendors, or signing contracts with, perhaps, partners, clients, what have you. Okay. Now let's get into this transformation. Let's get into the Tower, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Now, this row here is the resistance position in this spread. So I'm kind of glad to see the Tower in the Resistance, because if the Tower does have any negative meanings to it, when it's in the Resistance, it's like it's in the reverse, which means it's all good. Okay? So it's like, so normally, the Tower would represent some, let's say, some unexpected disruption to your work or money matters, like in this type of reading. But if we read it as the reverse, because it is the Resistance, my guides are telling me that you're taking a lot of pleasure. You're actually enjoying the transformation that you're in. You're loving this liberation. You're loving this life change. You're loving this maybe even chaos that's going on for you. It's like organized chaos when you're looking at it. You're really, really kind of loving it and taking pleasure in your career or your job or your business right now, almost to the point that you wouldn't even really call it work. Let's put it that way. You're loving that you're expanding and you're growing here. Okay, so for some people, when the Tower comes along, the Tower can be a great card. Some people get frightened by it and don't like change. This you are loving, my friends. You are totally loving it, Gemini. So I would say fantastic. It's great. If you don't even call it work, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like a passion, whatever, and passion projects or something like that. I'd say fantastic. Not like you aren't going to accept the paycheck, okay? But I'd say that you are having a ball, right? And you're building something from the ground up is what I'm feeling. And, this Seven of Swords here, as it's a clarifier to that Tower card. And so it's like you're reveling in this idea that you're using some kind of, some kind of cunning stealth, or your strong intellect, and you're trying to outwit the challenges that have been coming your way, and you're like, okay, little roadblock, how do I jump over it, go left, go right, go under, like you're kind of loving the little bit of challenges that are coming your way. Five of Cups says that you are now focusing on what really counts. Okay, so you're letting the losses fade away. You don't really care because you're just in having a grand time with this. And I'm also getting the message from my guides that you should enjoy the good times while you can, okay? Because they don't always last forever. And some hard work may have to start up again later. And, I just start to see that here in sort of this Moon card, etc. I'm feeling that as well, all right? So very interesting there. Let's get into Death, Moon, and the Fool, okay? So we see that, the Death card is transformation. They're calling release. It's like a letting go. Let it go, okay? And it's freedom, and it's endings, right? With the ending of one thing is the beginning of something else with Death. It's the release. You can see here the Phoenix is actually on this card with this angel. It's holding the Phoenix. And the term is, the Phoenix can rise here. So you're turning into something new as well, right? So it's like saying you go in as the caterpillar and you come out as the butterfly, right? So there's release here, there's change here, there's transformation, which is really, really lovely. You when I get into this Moon, remember I just said to you that this Moon card, I feel like enjoy the good times while you can, because the message that I'm getting here is, it's not like the good times will end, but more like they're going to slow down, all right? So you won't be going at this pace of successful wins constantly, but eventually it slows down. But it doesn't matter, because what they're telling me is all of everything that you're going to do, it's sort of paving the way. It's paving the way for sort of a time period where you're going to have to hustle, I'd say, just a little bit more than you have been maybe here. or that you have been doing, and then and the current general energies. But I feel like there is a shift, there is a change, right? There is some transformation that's happening there. There is some release and like something new that sort of happens. So it could just be that you're going from this really busy, wonderful period, success after success after success, to something that's a bit more slower. For some of you, it will be, okay, well, I'm trying to sign those contracts to get the thing going, and then you start this new expanded worldwide business or worldwide view or what have you, and you're implementing that strategy, and then boom, it just kind of changes because it's a different type of approach that you are taking. Maybe when it was local, it's a lot easier to manage it, but potentially for some of you, it might not be so easy to manage because now you have a worldwide situation. That means you might need more staff. That might mean you need some employees you need to hire. You might have to travel a bit more as a result of that. But all good, because the Fool encourages you to take some calculated risk here, okay? So even though it might feel a little uncertain with that Moon card, don't worry about it. The Fool says, take the risk. There is a new phase here for you, what's going on for you, okay? So, it is sort of the end of this period, right? Because this is the outcome. I would say that... I would just say it's really important to trust your intuition, okay? And when it comes to this, and just to take the navigation one step at a time, all right? It might seem overwhelming for some of you, especially if you really are taking something to a whole new level of whatever it might be for you in your side business, or even if it is you're working for somebody else and it's a new contract and you're taking on something new. It can maybe seem like, it's very exciting, but it could also maybe seem like a bit overwhelming when you get to the end of the 4-week period. All right, Gemini, that's where I'm going to leave things there for you. I hope it does resonate for you. And don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you again very soon. Until then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.